Welcome to Martial Mastery Media, the home of warriors, combat systems, and the hidden martial histories that shaped our world. If you're passionate about martial arts, battlefield psychology, ancient combat, and the legendary fighters who defined their civilizations, then you're in the right place. Before we begin this deep exploration, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And when you're done watching, be sure to check out our growing library of martial arts documentaries, from Japanese samurai and Chinese warrior monks to Viking shield fighters, Muay Thai masters, ancient grappling systems, and the evolution of modern combat arts. You'll also find even more incredible content by visiting our sister channels, Galactic Secrets, where we explore the mysteries of space, the universe, and extraterrestrial life, and Myths Through Time, where ancient legends, gods, and mythological warriors come alive in rich historical storytelling. In today's documentary, we journey into the brutal and mystical world of the Berserkers, the Norse warriors famed for their explosive fury, battlefield madness, and terrifying trance-like transformations. Emerging during the Viking Age, Berserkers were warriors dedicated to the god Odin and believed to channel the spirits of animals, particularly bears and wolves. They wore animal pelts, performed pre-battle rituals, and deliberately entered altered states of consciousness known as Berserkganger, a trance described in ancient texts as a mixture of divine rage, supernatural resilience, and total psychological transformation. Their fury filled enemies with terror, their discipline allowed them to fight with astonishing endurance, and their spiritual practices linked warfare to mysticism in a way that few cultures have ever replicated. Far from being wild, uncontrolled savages as sometimes portrayed, Berserkers were trained, elite shock troopers whose combination of ritual, mindset, and combat skill made them uniquely dangerous on the battlefield. This video dives deep into their world, from their origins in shamanistic warrior cults to the psychological and spiritual techniques they use to access their fear-destroying rage state. We examine the weapons they carried, including axes, Dane axes, spears, shields, and blades, as well as the profound role of animal symbolism in their identity. We explore how Berserkers fought, leading charges, breaking shield walls, amplifying fear, and serving as personal bodyguards to kings and chieftains. Historical accounts describe them biting their shields, roaring like animals, shrugging off wounds, and fighting with a supernatural ferocity that shocked even experienced warriors. We also look at the spiritual dimension, initiation rituals, devotion to Odin, and the blend of warrior and mystic that defined their brotherhoods. Finally, we trace their decline as Christianity spread through Scandinavia and warrior cults were outlawed, pushing Berserkers from history into legend, yet leaving behind a legacy that still shapes martial philosophy, psychology, and popular culture today. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just who the Berserkers were, but why they became one of the most legendary warrior groups in human history. Symbols of primal fearlessness, martial transformation, and the ancient connection between spirituality and combat. If you love deep dive warrior documentaries, don't forget to explore the rest of our Martial Mastery media catalog and visit Galactic Secrets and Myths Through Time for more epic content. Enjoy the journey into the world of fury, madness, and Viking war magic. Welcome to the legend of the Berserkers. 1. Viking civilization. The world that created the Berserkers. To truly understand the Berserkers, we must first immerse ourselves in the larger world of Viking civilization, a society forged by harsh landscapes, unforgiving winters, and a deeply spiritual worldview that shaped every aspect of life. The Viking Age, spanning roughly from 793 to 1066 CE, was a period of extraordinary expansion in which Scandinavian seafarers explored, traded, raided, and settled across a vast portion of the known world. They traveled down the rivers of Russia, engaged in warfare in the British Isles, served as elite guards in Constantinople, traded in the Middle East, and even reached North America centuries before Columbus. Viking society revolved around family honor, clan loyalty, and personal strength. Their values were rooted in survival, bravery, independence, and a willingness to defend one's land and kin at all costs. The gods of Norse mythology, especially Odin, the god of war, wisdom, and death, influenced every warrior. Odin's followers believed that death in heroic combat could lead to Valhalla, a warrior paradise where fallen heroes prepared for Ragnarok. In such an environment, those who displayed exceptional physical ability, spiritual devotion, and psychological fearlessness earned a unique place in society. Among these extraordinary individuals were the Berserkers, elite shock warriors whose ferocity became legendary across Europe. Their existence reflected the mindset of a people who believed in destiny, transformation, and the merging of human and divine forces in battle. 2. Who the Berserkers really were: elite warriors of chaos and fearlessness. In this expanded examination, the Berserkers emerge not merely as violent fighters, but as a warrior class shaped by ritual, belief, and a deliberate transcending of human limits. The sagas describe them as men of unusual strength and endurance who fought without fear, often without armor, and occasionally without concern for their own survival. Their name, deriving from Berserker, bear shirt, or bear shirt, hints at two possible identities: warriors who channeled the power of bears through spiritual animal transformation, or warriors who fought half-naked to demonstrate absolute fearlessness. These elite fighters served crucial roles in Viking armies as shock troops who broke enemy lines, as personal bodyguards to kings and jarls, and as champions in ritual duels or home gangs. Their reputation spread across Europe, even among enemies, with accounts describing them as unstoppable forces capable of ignoring wounds that would kill ordinary men. They represented divine rage, primal strength, and the belief that a warrior could become more than human. This section fully reveals their cultural importance, their social roles, and the spiritual meaning that made them revered, feared, and remembered for over 1,000 years. 3. Berserker Gang, the trance of fury, madness, and divine possession. The Berserker Gang, the legendary Berserker Rage, is one of the most mysterious states recorded in ancient warfare. Eyewitness accounts describe warriors trembling with uncontrollable fury, howling like wolves or roaring like bears, biting their shields and charging into battle with supernatural energy. During this trance, they appeared immune to pain, fear, and even serious injury. Some continued fighting while bleeding heavily, while others lifted opponents or objects far beyond normal human capacity. Scholars have proposed multiple theories to explain this extreme condition. One theory suggests spiritual possession, with berserkers invoking Odin or channeling animal spirits to transcend their humanity. Another theory proposes ritual preparation involving breathwork, drumming, meditation, and intense psychological conditioning. Some academics argue for hallucinogenic substances, such as Amanita muscaria mushrooms or herbal mixtures, though evidence remains debated. Others believe it was a trained, controlled adrenaline state akin to modern combat psychology or extreme dissociation. This section now explores each theory in depth, examining neurobiology, historical accounts, and comparative warrior cultures to reveal how berserkers may have triggered this extraordinary transformation. 4. Training and conditioning. Forging a berserker contrary to popular belief, berserkers were not uncontrolled madmen. They were highly trained warriors who followed strict disciplines to prepare for battle. Their training combined physical conditioning, weapons mastery, psychological desensitization, and spiritual rituals. They practiced with axes, swords, spears, and shields, mastering both offensive and defensive techniques. Some sagas describe berserkers wrestling, grappling, and practicing unarmed combat, hinting at early Scandinavian forms of martial arts. Physically, they trained in harsh environments: forests, mountains, icy waters, and isolated sacred spaces dedicated to Odin. Their conditioning included cold exposure, fasting, breath control, sleep deprivation, and endurance challenges designed to push the body beyond comfort and into a heightened warrior state. Psychologically, they trained to eliminate fear and hesitation, embracing pain as a tool for transformation. Rituals, chanting, meditative trances, and spiritual initiation ceremonies helped them forge a stronger identity. one that saw battle not as violence, but as a sacred path. This section now gives a complete breakdown of how berserkers were created through years of disciplined physical and mental cultivation. 5. Weapons, armor, and battlefield roles of berserkers. While the berserkers were famous for fighting with minimal armor, they were far from reckless. Their choice of equipment was intentional, built around speed, mobility, and raw destructive power. Their primary weapon was often the Danish axe, a broad-bladed, long-handled weapon capable of shattering shields and cleaving through helmets. They also used Viking swords with double-edged blades, heavy thrusting spears, and round wooden shields reinforced with iron bosses. Some fought with animal skins or cloaks symbolizing bear or wolf spirits. Their battlefield strategy involved charging first, breaking enemy morale, and creating gaps for Viking warriors to exploit. They excelled in close-quarters combat and psychological warfare, screaming, roaring, and advancing with an appearance of divine madness. Their presence alone could weaken enemy resolve before blades ever clashed. This expanded section details their tactics, formations, combat roles, and legendary feats recorded in sagas and historical chronicles. 6. Mythology, legends, and historical confusion. The berserkers exist in a fascinating space between myth and history. Norse sagas describe them transforming into wolves or bears, becoming impervious to fire or steel, and performing feats that defy physical reality. While some of these stories are symbolic or exaggerated, they reveal the deep mythological roots of these warriors. The Ulfhednar, wolf warriors, are often compared to or confused with berserkers, though they represented a different spiritual lineage. This section clarifies how mythology, oral tradition, and medieval Christian writers shaped the legend over time. Archaeological evidence, rune stones, and historical documents help separate fact from fiction, while also highlighting how berserkers became cultural symbols of primal power, divine transformation, and unstoppable rage. 7. The legacy of the berserkers. Influence on martial arts, psychology, and modern culture. The impact of the berserkers continues to echo through modern times in ways few people realize. Their mastery of adrenaline states, fearless engagement, and mental conditioning appears in military training, martial arts, competitive sports, and psychological studies about fight-or-flight responses. Modern combatives use concepts like controlled aggression, stress inoculation, and immediate action drills, ideas that mirror berserker principles. In culture, the berserker archetype has become a staple of movies, games, literature, and fantasy worlds, symbolizing unrestrained power and emotional release. From video game characters to cinematic heroes, their influence remains powerful and enduring. This final expanded section explores their lasting impact, how historians interpret them today, and how their psychological and physical strategies resonate with modern warriors and martial artists. Call to action. Support martial mastery. Media, if you enjoyed this documentary on berserkers, Norse warriors of fury and madness, please support the channel by subscribing. Your support allows Martial Mastery Media to continue producing long-form educational videos on martial arts, history, techniques, combat systems, and legendary warriors from around the world. Remember to like this video, share it with friends and family, leave a comment, and explore the rest of our content. Also, be sure to visit our other channels, Galactic Secrets for cosmic mysteries, extraterrestrial theories, and advanced science topics, and Myths Through Time for deep explorations into ancient legends, mythologies, gods, and folklore from every culture.